كَانَ فِيهِمْ مِنَ الْعُلَمَاءِ. And more so if in that congregation, more so, and especially if in that congregation you have scholars among them. Allahu Akbar. Look at the virtue of having scholars among us. Right? Look at the virtue of having scholars among us. وَأَهْلُ الصَّلَاحِ. And the people of righteousness. The people of righteousness. The people of righteousness. And he say the hope, right, in the congregation, it is greater. And more so if in the mix of the congregation there is what? There are ulama, there are scholars, right? And also there are people that are righteous. قال الله تبارك وتعالى, as Allah تبارك وتعالى mentioned, he say فيه رجال, in it, meaning in that congregation. And here فيه, it is dealing with a specific masjid. He say فيه رجال يحبون أن يتطهروا. He say in it there are men, they love to purify themselves. Wallahu yuhibbul mutatahhirin. And Allah, He loves those who purify themselves. So yep, this was the sababun nuzul was a specific masjid. Right? Even though here the khitab is for now, for everywhere, alhamdulillah, where there are people that what? They love to purify themselves. Right? They love to purify themselves. And indeed, Allah tabaraka wa ta'ala, He say, Wallahu yuhibbul mutatahhirin. He did not left it to them already or just alone, but rather He say, indeed, Allah, He loves those who purify themselves. Number one, we say in this verse that there is two types of purification. There is two types of purification. Muhammad, what are those two types of purification? Muhammad Abu Ibn Gakko.
Which verse?
Huh?
Which verse?
Huh?
In which verse?
I barely can hear
Which
you.
verse?
Oh, this verse in Surah At-Tawbah, I believe. Yeah, it's in Surah At-Tawbah, verse 108. Right? In 108. Right? There is two types of purification. Hassan? Right. Let's put that in one. Good point. One. So this, what you're talking about is one. This is the physical purification you're talking about. Now I gave you the answer already. What you are talking about is the physical purification, where the person will do istijmar or istinja. We mentioned that both of them, all of them, they fall into the same thing. What's the second one? If you have physical purification, that means you have that's physical, water, tayammum, ghusl, you name it. They all fit in that category. Muhammad Fuller? Ahsanta, very good. The spiritual purification. How does one purify himself spiritually now? How does one purify himself? How does one purify himself spiritually, Shaykh Sulaiman?
Praying.
Patrick, how does one purify himself spiritually? Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. لا إله إلا الله اللهم رب هذه الدعوة التامة والصلاة القائمة آت محمد رسولك الذي أعطى. نعم Patrick. Huh?
Fasting.
You say fasting. Fuller. أحسنت. بارك الله فيك. توبة. Repentance. Repentance. Now when you say repentance, you will say repentance of both types of sins. From the major one, bima'ana from kufr to Islam. Right? From kufr to Islam, that's the major repentance. طيب. And then you have barakallahu fikum in regard to the repentance, in regard to the ma'asi, duna shirk. طيب. Whether they are from the kaba'ir or from the saghair. طيب. So one purify himself. You wrote it down. The two types of impurity. Huh? Write it down. There are two types of physical. Yeah. Right. You can say it either way. There's two types of impurity, right? Or there's two types of purity. Right? You can say either or, inshallah. You can say the impurity that is physical and the impurity that is spiritual. How do you say it in Arabic? Ibn Sayyid.
Spiritual?
Yeah. La. It will work. It will take that. But there is from the istilah that is being mentioned in regard to that. Sayyid Muhammad. The impurity that is the spiritual one. Sambala. أحسنت المعنوي. الحسي is the physical one. حسي is the physical one. Al-ma'nawi is the spiritual one in here, right? طيب, so here he mentioned, so where was this verse? What masjid was he talking about in this verse? He say, فيه, in it, رجال men, يحبون أن يتطهروا والله يحب المتطهرين. طيب, this is in Surah Al-Tawbah. I believe that's the 9th chapter, is it? 9th chapter, verse number 108, if I'm not mistaken. Adam? لا غلط. Huh? Well, you say the Prophet says a masjid. Okay. Huh? You gave me two answers. Now you sure? Final answer. Masjid Quba. طيب, now here my second question to you is this. Why did Allah Ta'ala single them out in them loving to purify themselves? We covered this. I don't never ask what we didn't cover. Ahsanta, that they used to combine both aspects of cleaning. They will use the istijmar and istinja. They will use both of those. They will clean themselves with both means of cleaning oneself. With water and that which also is with pebbles or rocks and the likes of that. طيب. But there are two things that one can use for istinja. There are two things that we studied in the beginning of the book. Two things. I want to see all the hands up for those who were in the beginning of the book until now. There are two things that one can use, right, in the istinja. Muhammad. The bone. The dung. Ahsanta, very good. The dung, very good. Naam, the bone and the dung. Naam, so here, the Shaykh Hafidhahullah Tabarak wa Ta'ala, he say ففيه استحباب الصلاة مع الجماعة الصالحين. He say مع الجماعات الصالحين. He say المحافظين على طهارة أو على الطهارة والإسباغ الوضوء. Allahu Akbar. وَالْإِسْبَاغِ الْوُضُوء. He mentioned, حفظه he said this, in this verse it shows there being preferable to make the salah with the jama'ah, or the meaning in the jama'ah, the congregations of the righteous ones. Those who are al-muhafidhin, those who are safeguarding their purification. Those who are safeguarding their purification, and not only they safeguard their purification, but they make their purification perfectly. They make their purification in the most perfect way, right? Isbaghil wudu, right? Making the and you all remember the hadith of, if you hear Isbaghul wudu, what hadith does it enlighten you? The hadith of man? The hadith of Abu Huraira, when you're talking about what? What are you talking about what? Inshallah, our next class will be to bring the hadith of Abu Huraira, where he used Barakallah fikum the Isbaghul wudu bi'idhnillah. Please bring it. And he mentioned, and there's a detail in it that I want you to point out from that hadith also. Please bring the narration of Abu Huraira in the hadith of the wudu, where he used the word has isbagh. And please, there is a detail that I want you to also mention. You understand? Right? Write down the hadith of Abu Huraira that talks about the wudu, making the wudu in its complete form, right? In its perfect form, right? Actually, the term isbagh is, let's say, if you washing, right, your hand, your arm, that you're gonna go past the elbow, past the elbow. And also, please, I want you to mention about one important detail in that hadith. طيب وصلى الله وسلم على محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. أسباغ. You're going to say isbagh.